Joseph YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Ex-wife shares video titled, "I cheated on my husband and ended up in a haunted house." You're going to want to hear this. Part one, no more wasting time. Let's get it.
So this morning, I'm going to tell you about the time I cheated on my husband when we was together. And me and my homegirl went out of town to meet two dudes off the chat line.
We're listening.
And it went down. So my husband used to work in Florida. And he would leave home early in the morning. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm scared to stay home by myself yet. Well, I used to be. I ain't scared no more. So what I would do was, it'd be still dark outside when he would leave for work. So I would call the chat line just to talk to somebody on the phone to keep me from being scared and thinking about being home by myself. So one morning he left for work and I had called the chat line and I met this dude named Eric. They was from a town called Newton, Georgia.
Okay.
So me and Eric, we talked on the phone that morning. He was cool as hell. Man, y'all don't know me personally, but I love to joke. When I was in high school, I was known for joking. I love to joke. He was a straight clown. You hear me? He had me rolling on that phone that morning.
Okay.
So I had made plans, I ain't gonna lie, to go meet him that weekend. I was gonna go meet him that weekend. But he was like, nah, I want you to come down here tonight. I want to see you tonight. So I'm thinking like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Well, he was from Newton was probably like 45 minutes away from me. So I'm like, damn, I don't know about that shit. You know what I'm saying? How am I gonna get away? Well, I'm gonna tell my husband because he get home by 6 o'clock. Well, I'm gonna tell my husband I'm going to go there late. Well, I'm gonna tell him.
Guys, we've got another woman out here sharing a story about how she cheated on her ex-husband. Obviously, things didn't work out. So there's the shocker to how this story ends. Going everywhere but to a coffee shop.
You think you're better than everybody in a coffee shop?
Let's keep listening.
So I wanted to go, but because my license was suspended. And I needed my homegirl to drive, because when you're driving on the country back roads and stuff at night, sometimes the police will stop you. You know, they have roadblocks and shit.
Right.
So I asked my homegirl, would she ride with me? Eric told me he had a homeboy for my homegirl. His name was Kyle. So when my husband got home from work, I lied and told him that I had to take my homegirl somewhere. And I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I went to pick her up. Me and her went and got gas and everything. And we went to Newton. We headed to Newton. This is about 7 o'clock that night. He had told me where to meet him at. Now, I had never been to this town before. He had told me where to meet him at and everything, but where they were going to be at. And when we got there, he told me to meet him at a gas station.
Right.
When you first get into it, it's going to be on the left-hand side. And lo and behold, he was there. Now, mind you, my homegirl driving, and I'm on the passenger side. It's my car, but like I said, my license was suspended. So,
real quick, man. Shout out to the do-rag. Yeah, because you know what? The do-rag should be a sign that if she's willing to get in public on camera with a do-rag on, then she's probably going to cheat on you, bro.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
When they seen us at the gas station, it was Eric and his homeboy. Now, both of them was cute. His homeboy was real cute. So when he saw us, they came to the car. And so they both gave us $20 for gas or whatever for us having the car. So, you know what I'm saying? So Eric was married. And he was like, well, we can't go to my house. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go to my homeboy grandma's house. So I'm like, okay, we can go. You know what I'm saying? No problem. So we riding. My homegirl driving, they in the back seat. I'm on the passenger side. You know what I'm saying? Now, that was during the time when First 48 had just really came out. And I had been watching that shit so much, it had really started with me. Like, I really didn't hardly trust.
First 48? How long ago was this, man? And she's talking about chat groups. Let's talk to our AI, Miss Coffee. Miss Coffee, when did First 48, the show, come out?
The First 48 Inches TV show first premiered on June 3, 2004, https://www. The show focuses on real-life homicide investigations, specifically the critical first 48 hours after a crime is committed, during which crucial evidence and leads are often obtained.
You gotta get it together, Miss Coffee. Too much information. We just asked you one question. That was it. 2004. That explains everything. Let's keep listening.
I kept thinking about, damn, will they do something else? You know what I'm saying? I don't know them. They're in the back seat, they behind us. So y'all, we just riding and riding. And I'm like, damn, we ain't got to your grandma's house yet, And he was like, oh shit. Now we just laughing, talking, having a good time. He said, oh shit. We passed the road. So my homegirl turned around. And this where it gets spooky. Stay tuned for part 2.
All right, guys. So she's got us hooked here. Of course, we're going to have to check out part 2. But first, let's check out some of these comments with the people have to say. A couple people here left comments on the first portion here of the video. The first comment here reads, nah, sis, you got to always have at least one in the front, one in the back. Next comment here says, these story times be so good, keep them coming. And somebody else here says, yes, we need part 2. Now, people like hearing these stories because they're not common, but we know it happens. We know modern women today are cheating more than ever. And it seems like these chicks who've cheated on their husbands have realized I could actually grow an audience this way. And so they're doing the one thing they thought they would never do. Confess to cheating. Part 2. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Okay, this is part 2 of when I cheated on my husband and ended up in a haunted house. Okay, so I told you I had met the dude off the chat line and everything. And me and my homegirl went down there to see him and his homeboy. And I had lied to my husband, told him I was going to take my friend somewhere, whatever. So we get to the gas station. I tell you everything about that. So anyway, if you haven't seen part 1, you gotta watch part 1 in order to know what's going on. Okay, so we headed so my friend turned around because I'm like, damn, we've been riding for a long time. We ain't got to the house yet. So she turned around. He said, turn on this road right here. Now, y'all, it was during the wintertime. So, in the wintertime, it get dark early. So it's 7 o'clock. It's dark. And now, if you from the South, or if you ain't from the South, you gonna know, on dirt roads, it's really, really dark. Like, it don't be no street lights on no dirt road. The only light be the light from your headlight of your car. So, y'all, we on this dirt road. And ain't no houses. All you see is woods. Now, on a long dirt road. Now, it's like in January. It was in January when it happened. And it was real cold. You know what I'm saying? We don't get snow and all that, but it does get cold. And it had been raining.
Mm-hmm.
So the road was muddy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about a dirt road and mud and shit like that. I didn't know. I don't work on cars. Hell, I didn't know. So me getting a little suspicious about everything, I look in the back seat. And I said, what y'all got in y'all pocket? I said, let me see what y'all got in y'all pocket. I cut the light on in the car. I said, what y'all got in y'all pocket? Because we all might be up to some shit. But I'm saying it in a joking way to kind of keep the vibe on a cool level.
So obviously she's nervous about the situation, nervous that she's cheating on her husband who she lied to. He should have known, man. The red flags were kind of a little bit too obvious. What do you guys think of that? Let's keep listening.
So Eric pulled out some keys and a lighter. And the other guy, Kyle, he pulled out a wallet and something else. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't have nothing. So I'm just getting real eerie about this. Like this making me feel some type of way that we ain't got no house yet. We're on a dirt road. We the only car on the road, and I ain't really seeing no houses. So I'm thinking to myself,
don't get scared now, cheater.
I always heard, and this is how I always felt. If you scared, don't never let nobody know you scared. Don't show fear. You get what I'm saying? Because when you show somebody you scared, they'll act on that. So we riding, and we finally get to a dead end. And on that dead end is a pretty ass brick house. It's a nice brick house. It ain't no upstairs, downstairs. It's a flat level, but it's pretty, like real. The lawn and stuff was well manicured. You know what I'm saying? Nice, clean cut yard. It looked real nice. I mean, for real, it looked really, really nice. Okay, so they got out the car. And they was like, y'all coming in? And I said, yeah, we coming. Hold on, I'm going to talk to my homegirl for a second. So they got out or whatever. They walked up to the porch. And so, they put the kid in the door or whatever. They went on in. I told my homegirl, pull off. I said, let's go. I said, let's get on. I don't know about this shit. It's making me feel some type of way. She said, oh, yeah, we need to go anyway. She said, I don't know about this. I said, me either. Let's go. So she started driving.
Chickened out.
Real fast. Well, what I didn't...
Chickened out, not because she was like, oh, I'm about to cheat on my husband. This is wrong. No, because it wasn't the ideal situation. She was scared.
No, is if you're on a dirt road and it's been wet and raining, the faster you go, your tires get stuck in the mud. So she going fast, but it's like she pushing on the gas, but it's like the car not moving. She was like, girl, Yolanda, guess what? I said, what? She said, I think we stuck. I said, girl, don't tell me that. So y'all, we halfway down the road, right? We halfway down the road, stuck in the mud.
Right.
I opened my car door. We so far down in the mud that the mud is up to the door, like damn near to the door. Like when I open my door, when I step out, my foot gonna sink down in mud. That's how far deep we was in the mud. I got a cell phone. She got a cell phone, but we didn't have no charger. We didn't bring no charger with us. You know what I'm saying? And my phone already like about to die. So I'm calling him. I call Eric because fuck it, I gotta call them. And Kyle answered the phone. No, Eric answered the phone. He was drinking, so he was talking all crazy. He was like, yada yada yada. Y'all tried to leave us. I said, no. I said, please. I said, look, right now, just put Kyle on the phone. I needed somebody who was sober minded so they could hear what I was saying. Kyle got on the phone and he was like, well, I know what happened. You ain't got to tell me. I already know what happened. We on the way. So they came walking down the road with boots on and buckets and shovels and all kind of shit to help us get out. So Kyle is the one who trying to get us out the mud. And Eric in the back seat, Eric got in the car because he about drinking. He can't do nothing. He can't help nobody do nothing. So I'm worried as hell. I'm like, damn, I got to go home to my husband. Like I'm thinking like, damn, I got to go my ass home. You know, at this time, I wasn't thinking about none of this shit no more. I wasn't thinking about him, none of that. I wanted to go home. Right. So I get out the car. Now, mind you, I mud everywhere, all over my feet, all over my shoes and shit. So I said, Kyle, be honest with me. How much longer it's going to be? He said, look, man. He said, look, I can't work with y'all asking me every 10 minutes how long it's going to be. He said, I can't do this. He said, I'm already aggravated. It's cold as hell out here and it's muddy. He said, you and your homegirl, go to my grandma's house. Just walk down to my grandma's house. She in there. It's warm. You know, whatever you can charge. You can use my phone charger, charge your phone. Just go ahead on and go to my grandma's house. So we did. We walked down there, and so we opened the door and everything. The door was unlocked. We opened the door, and it was so nice enough. But when you first walked in, you walked into the kitchen. Okay, it was nice. It was a nice house, but it was just so big and long. It was like real big and long. The first thing I noticed I noticed when I walked in was a lot of mail on the kitchen table, and there was a male work uniform on the kitchen table. So my homegirl went in the living room area to go just sit down and find something to watch on TV to kind of get our mind off of everything. But I stayed in the kitchen area by the front door because I was going to try to use a house phone to call my husband to let him know what was going on. I took my friend to her, whoever house, and we got stuck in the mud. So I picked up the phone to dial my husband's number. And I heard my friend say, oh shit. It was a house phone, I heard my homegirl say, oh shit, from the other room. And I was like, what? And she said, girl, all the lights done went off in the house. Y'all, every light, it wasn't no dial tone on the phone. Every light in the house went out and you could not cut them back on. So at this point, I'm like, this is just the beginning. Stay tuned for part 3.
All right. No more wasting time. We're just going to skip straight into the last part. This is part 3 of I cheated on my husband and ended up in a haunted house. Part 3. Let's get it.
Okay, so this part 3 of I cheated on my husband and ended up in a haunted house. Get ready. So y'all know, well, first of all, if you haven't seen part 1 and 2, you got to go watch that in order to see what I'm talking about in part 3. But anyway, so once all the lights went off in the house, I was like, oh, hell no. So me and her went outside. Now, remember, I told y'all that, that my car was on the street because there was a dirt road and when it was real dark. So when we left them, my headlights was on.
Right.
My headlights was still on because he was changing my tire. Well, not changing my tire, but trying to get the car out the mud. But anyway, so it's the tire out the mud. But anyway, so me and her were on the porch to see where they was at. I was just calling their name. And guess what? My headlights was off on my car. So not only did all the lights go off in the house, now it's dark as hell on that dirt road. I'm like, what the going on? So I started crying and she did too. Because I'm like, I'm finna die. I'm like, man, you finna die. She was like, girl, I want to see my daughter again. Girl, we were so scared, right? So I'm calling their name, Eric, Kyle. I mean, loud as hell. Now we're in the middle of
All because you wanted some D. While you were married, should have stayed home. Let's keep listening.
we're in the middle of a bunch of woods, so you know what I'm saying? It's like the only house out there, really. So they should be able to hear us. I'm like, Eric, Kyle. You know, we screaming loud, both of us screaming their names to the top of our lungs. Nobody wasn't saying nothing. So I said, get my cell phone. I had a little bit of juice left on my phone, because now I'm finna call the police. Now I'm finna get the police out here to help us out of here, because this is going too far. So y'all, okay, so I called the police. Now I don't know where we at. I don't even know what to tell the police where we at. So lady said Newton County 911. I said, ma'am, listen, we're not from here. We from such and such. And, you know, we stuck in the mud. I have no clue where we are. She said, well, I got to have an address in order to send the police. I said, you can't pick it up from my phone where I'm calling from? She said, no, it's not giving me no signal. Where you at? Okay, so I remember I told y'all when I first started, there was some mail on the kitchen table. So I said, Tamika, my friend, her name was Tamika. I said, go in there and get that mail on the table real quick. Let me give it to the 911 operator. So she went in there and got the mail. I gave her the address that was on the mail. The operator put the address in the system, in the database. Y'all won't believe what this lady told me. This lady told me we have no address listed. That's not in Newton County.
All right, yeah, that's kind of creepy. What do you guys think of that? What do you think is going on here?
I'm like, what the? I'm at this house. All the mail got the same address. She said it's not in our database. I'm like, oh my God. Tears running now, because I know we finna die. I know this is a setup. We finna die. So let me tell y'all. Finally, out the blue, like 10 minutes later, after me on the porch crying, slanging snot, crying, Kyle come popping up out the blue. And he was like, y'all so damn scary. What y'all in here crying for? What y'all crying for? I said, all the lights went out. He said the damn breaker box went out. So he went and flipped the script, flipped the switch, and it did. All the lights came back on.
Breaker box.
So he said, you might as well go ahead and call your husband and tell him you ain't coming home, because I can't get that tire out that mud. And he said that my cousin will have to pull out with his tractor. That's how far deep you in. I got to get a tractor to get you out.
You're going to have to stay the night. You see, all could have been avoided. Now you're on TikTok. This shit's crazy, man. Let's keep listening.
So I'm like, what the hell? So we all go. No, it's me and Kyle, Eric, and my friend Tamika. So we all go in the living room. I called my husband, told him what the dude said, and then I let him know I'm spend the night at my friend with my friend and her friend, which he thought. Okay. So we all go in the living room. Y'all, guess what they put on the goddamn TV?
What?
Somebody wanted to put on a damn horror movie. I said, oh hell no. I said, no, we can watch cartoons or something tonight.
I'm not gonna lie. This story's disgusting, but you know, she knows how to tell a story. Poor husband, man. You're at home, worried about your wife, getting told a lie, not knowing that she's on her way to Pound Town. Unbelievable.
I said, nah, we'll watch a comedy, they'll watch cartoons, something funny. I said, I'm not watching no scary movie. Not now. Hell no, not right now. So after we watch a little stuff on TV, my mind out of I ain't studying on TV. Tamika and Kyle, they booed up. I mean, she comfortable now. I couldn't believe how I'm like, damn, we over. Eric the one that was for me, he trying to, I'm like, look, dude, right now, that's over with. We ain't finna do nothing. And so Tamika and Kyle went to the back. They went to a room in the back of the house. So I said, what y'all finna do? She said, I'm finna go to bed. I'm like, for real? You really finna this nigga and we're in the situation we in right now. Okay, so now it's just me and Eric in the living
room. More proof that when they want it, there's no stopping them, my guy.
And Eric is drunk. But he started trying to get some. I said, look, Eric, look, baby. Now ain't the time for that. It's over with. We're not finna do nothing. I'm not doing nothing. Please just go to bed, go to sleep, whatever. So I'm leaving here in the first thing in the morning when the sun rises. All right, stay tuned for part 4. I gotta go, y'all.
All right. My bad. I thought that was the last part, but no, here is the final part, part 4. Let's get it.
So So this is part 4 when I cheated on my husband and ended up in a haunted house. Okay, so y'all know we at the grandma's house. My car got stuck in the mud. They can't get me out till the next morning. The person I went to go see, he drunk. He told up. My homegirl and I went to the back here in this spooky house with this dude, Kyle. Okay, and here we go. Now, one thing that was very strange about it, I started wondering in my mind when I was in the living room by myself with Eric, what a grandma? You know, we supposed to be at the grandma's house. He told us that she in the house. I never saw her. You know what I'm saying? I never saw an old woman in that house. So y'all, I meant I was gonna stay up. I was not going to sleep in there. I was gonna keep my eyes open. My phone was dead. I didn't have a charger, but guess what? So I decided that, you know, Eric finally had dozed off on the chair over there, and I'm sitting on the sofa. So went to the kitchen to pick up the house phone, try to call my husband to let him know, you know, I'll be home in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You know, kind of like keep him updated on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because he think I took my homegirl out of town, not knowing that I came to cheat on his ass. So
Put that coffee down.
This right here. So I got up, it's about 3:00 in the morning. It's already spooky, it's dark, you know what I'm saying? It's nighttime. The only light on really is the light from the stove and the light from the TV playing in the living room. So I go in the kitchen or whatever. It was right by the living room. I didn't have to walk a long distance. And I went to pick up the phone. And when I picked up the phone, it did not have no dial tone. I'm like, what in the is going on in this house? So right. I'm spooked out, okay, at this point, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so lo and behold, y'all, the sun started shining. The light, you know, it started getting daylight outside after hours and hours, me sitting there waiting. So the first thing I did was take my back there to the room, try to find the room that Tamika and Kyle was in, right? So I'm walking down the hall, and y'all, this is a long ass hallway. And then what was so strange about it, it was so many doors. Like, it was like a door here, a door right next to this door.
I'm sorry, that music in the background is so unnecessary. What is that?
A door right next to, like,
I didn't put that there, guys. I did not put the music there in case someone complains down below. Let's keep listening.
It was like a house with. It was like a house you see on a horror movie. So I'm just knocking. I'm just running and knocking on each door. I'm like, Tamika. So finally I got to the right door. And she was like, yeah, come in. So I went in the room. They laying in the bed all booed up. Like, they've been knowing each other all their damn life. Okay. I said, Kyle, you know, it's in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You know, you told me that your cousin pulled me out with his tractor. He said, okay, I'm going to get up and call him right now. And he did. They got up. So Tamika came in the living room with me. And Eric and Kyle went outside to wait on his cousin. Okay, so y'all, this right here is what was kind of crazy too. So all of a sudden, this lady, she was like a damn angel, y'all. She was beautiful. She was a woman with long, gray, silky hair. She had a white, like, nightgown, robe type thing.
Right.
And she was beautiful. This lady was beautiful. She was like, hey, how y'all doing? And I was like, we good. She said, oh, y'all must be Kyle Company. Like, she was talking like a real elderly woman. She was old. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I didn't know y'all was here last night. And I wanted to say, hell, I didn't know you was here last night either. She said, I had been up all night. I was up and down all night, in and out the bathroom. Now, y'all, that part was spooky as hell because that's a damn lie. Because I'm thinking to myself, I was up all night. It was nothing, nobody in this house but us. Nobody wasn't going to no bathroom. With the bathroom right there by the living room in the kitchen where I was at. Nobody came and used that bathroom all night last night. Like, this is my first time seeing you. Okay, so remember, let me take you back. Let me take you back to this part right here. Okay, y'all remember when I told y'all about when we first got there, it was some mail on the table and a man's work uniform, like a mechanic suit, like a uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyle came in. I guess he came in. So I'm asking him, I'm like, Kyle, did you I said, Kyle, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Is he getting out he had his back turned to me. The way he was standing, his back turned to me. So I'm talking to y'all. I said, Kyle, how's it coming? You know, he getting out the mud. Kyle didn't say nothing. So I looked at Tamika, I'm like, what the heck? I said, Kyle, you hear me talking to you? He still didn't say nothing, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what's up with him, but I'm finna get the hell out of here. So About 5 minutes later, he came back in. Right? And I said, Kyle, you didn't hear me talking to you the first time. He said, what you talking about? I said, Kyle, I was just asking you was in here a few minutes ago. I was asking you about the car. He said, I ain't been in the house. He said, I ain't been in here. So we finally got out the mud. His cousin came with a big tractor, like a farming tractor, some type of shit.
Mhm.
Got us out the mud. And y'all, we hauled our ass back home. You hear me? We hauled back our ass home. So in my neighborhood, it was a girl named Pumpkin that stayed in my neighborhood. She was from Newton. Me and her used to sit outside and talk all the time. So I was telling her what happened, right? Y'all won't believe what Pumpkin said. Pumpkin from Newton, she knew them. Pumpkin said, I know them. She said, that house you was at, down that dirt road where Kyle grandma stayed, there used to be a funeral home. They family owned a funeral home. And her husband used to work on cars, died in that house. Y'all, that's why so many damn doors was in the house. It was a funeral home. You know how they had at a funeral home, they had different doors, like for different bodies. Like, you know, the family
Right.
view, every casket in a different room. They used to be a funeral home, y'all.
All right. So there you go, guys. You heard the story for yourself. I cheated on my husband and ended up in a haunted house. And there's a video, and I'm not going to play it because it's better I just explain it. It would drag on. There's a video where she explains why she is now in a wheelchair and why she thinks it's a result of how much she cheated on her husband throughout their marriage. And she is saying she believes her karma is that she's been disabled for the rest of her life. Now, that's her speaking. I definitely do believe that you suffer the consequences of whatever life you choose to live. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a result of that. Regardless, she's on TikTok warning other women to not make the same mistakes she made. And if you go on her TikTok page, you can see that she regrets everything she did and is suffering not having that man in her life. Yeah. I mean, the husband should have known at that point. If your woman's out here going out and getting stuck in mud, I mean, it was like half truths and half lies. He should have known that she was unfaithful, and there were probably signs that he ignored. But what do you guys think of this, man? This was a crazy story. As always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.